10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so delighted at the Los Angeles Tribune to be hosting the power of the magical women's magicians global broadcast, by Connie Boyd. This book is phenomenal. It is definitely a record breaking in history. So let me bring out my co-host to start this show, the co-founder of the Global Magicians Hall of Fame of the Los Angeles Tribune, Tim Wise. Tim Wise, welcome.
Thank you very much, and welcome everyone to this historical event. I'm so excited for Connie Boyd. And boy, what a difference a few months makes, I'll tell you what. I have a message from my partner in this wonderful endeavor, Mo Rock, and he sends this message. Magic reminds us that imagination fuels progress, and belief turns the impossible into the possible. True leadership, like true art, inspires wonder and courage. Thank you to the Las Vegas Review-Journal, CBS, Chris Angel, Connie Boyd, Tim Wise, and all those who have helped celebrate and elevate the magic of the human spirit, unquote. So that was from Mo, and a very nice tribute to what we do. We made a big splash in July, and sometimes when you make a big splash, you end up going deep in the water, and then when you resurface with more strength and more vigor. And so tonight on the mainstream stage, beyond our industry walls, we honor women in magic, authors, innovators, and groundbreakers whose work has too often been overlooked. And that changes now. This moment is about recognition and record. It's about making sure the next generation sees who built the bridges we now cross. And it's about celebrating a leader in that movement, Connie Boyd. Her new book doesn't just share stories. It sets a new standard for how the broader world sees the women who create wonder. On behalf of the Los Angeles Tribune Global Magicians Hall of Fame, congratulations, Connie, and to every woman whose craft expands what we believe is possible. May this be the first of many moments where the mainstream not only watches magic, but also credits the women who make it. For over 4 decades, Connie Boyd has made a lasting impact on the world of magic. As award-winning magician, producer, director, innovator, and writer, she rose to fame as a Las Vegas headliner, earning accolades like the World Magic Awards Best Cabaret Act and Monte Carlo's Prix du Public. Connie has performed in grand theaters and on global television, captivating audiences with her artistry. From 2009 to 2020, she produced and directed 4 all-female shows for international cruise lines, an unprecedented achievement that spotlighted women in male-dominated field. Her advocacy for women in magic continued with the creation of the Magical Women Project, including the Magical Women of Connie Boyd YouTube channel and her widely acclaimed lecture, How Women Influence Magic, presented at FISM 2022 and at major conventions through 2025. Connie's contributions extend beyond performance. She mentors women in magic through consulting, editorial work, and media exposure. Connie Boyd is not only a trailblazing magician, a powerful force elevating women in the past and future of the magical arts. Please welcome Connie Boyd.
We are so delighted. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Connie, it is an honor. It is an honor. What a powerful life you have lived and how you shine your light to the world, not just the world of magic, but the world of awe all over the world, and now shining the light to 70 plus other women in this book, the Magical Women book. So I'm just going to give us a brief show of like, this is the Power of Magical Women book that is now available on Amazon. We're encouraging you while we're in this show, while this show is going on for 2 hours, go ahead and share, invite, ask people to buy this. We want this book to be an international bestseller. We gotta be loud and proud in magic. And Connie, we are excited to hand over this show to you because I know you've got a star-studded afternoon, evening planned for all of us.
We actually do, Ava. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, Tim. And Ava, thank you for helping me host this.
Oh, darling, I did my best. I did my best. You have so many accolades. I was stumbling them over. So that's great. So happy you're here, though. And I'm so delighted. Look at all these great comments. And I want to say that, Los Angeles Tribune is, we're the ones that are spotlighting you. Yeah. The Los Angeles Tribune is spotlighting you, and you deserve the best. That's one of these, all the comments. So I'm going to step out. I want to get this program going. I'll come back in at the end. I might stick in there every once in a while. But congratulations, Connie Boyd, on this monumental occasion.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to tell our audience, Connie, as you begin, that they're part of the co-creation of this show. So if you look at the comments right now, you could actually see we've got Benjamin Barnes saying thank you for everything you have done and continue to do, Connie Boyd. We've got Lorna Macbeth, from Canary Island, Tenerife, Spain, watching us. And so as you watch, whether you are part of the speakers, you're sharing this, you are part of the co-creation of the show. This is what we love about the broadcast at the Los Angeles Tribune. We don't speak at you. This is part of everyone from around the world. You get to all, bring your beauty and your light and your wonder in the world. So Connie, let me give you the full stage and I will support you in the back. You may have to give me more stronger cues and like, Ava. I need Paul Romhany right now. So thank you so much, Connie.
Thank you. Well, first of all, I am just thrilled to be here, and I am thrilled for everybody that's attending. I can't think of a better day to start our launch and to launch our book than National Authors Day, and today is National Authors Day. So I think that's a good omen for the future. As a party hostess, it's my job to ensure that the guests have fun. And my goal is to celebrate these fabulous magical women from around the globe and hopefully to leave you wanting to learn more about them. And I extended an invitation and I have a smorgasbord of talent that we're going to have to go quickly through tonight because I had so many people say yes that it was humbling and overwhelming. The book is available, as Ava said, for purchase. The primary place we're hoping for is our website, thepowerofmagicalwoman.com. But it's also available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. For international purchases, it might be easier for everyone to go to our website. Let me see. I would like to introduce my partner in crime, because without him, this book would not have been possible. And that is Paul Romhany. Vanish Press, Vanish Magic Magazine. It is their publisher and editor. There you go. And he's a branding star. So Paul has published over 45 books and also Vanish International Magic Magazine every single month. So Paul, I think most people would want to know, like, with all of that knowledge, what did you learn from this specific book?
I learned that working with Connie is a lot of fun, and you drink a lot of coffee. So the book is it's a book that inspires. Now I'm actually here. My son's playing football. I'm his coach. Taking time off. But I'm thinking to myself, there's a group of 14-year-old boys here that if you told them about this book, they go, what would I get out of it? But it's not about, it's about somebody with a passion, whether it be boys that are 14 for soccer or women or young girls who have a passion for magic. It's about believing in yourself and not listening to people saying you can't do it, and just going for your goals. And every single one of these incredible performers in the book, Connie, they've all achieved success that is just something that they've dreamed about. So to me, it was an honor to work on this book. Vanish has been going for 14 years, and my goal from day one, 14 years ago, was to have a magazine that inspires, not your regular magic magazine filled with tricks and just fluff. Every story in Vanish for 14 years, I think, has inspired, and this book is about inspiration to go for your dreams.
Well, I can speak firsthand that you are a dream to work with. And we had so many phenomenal images in this book. How did you choose them, and how did you choose your cover images? Because I know I personally couldn't have chose them. There were too many fantastic images.
I had them all on the floor, and I closed my eyes and went, "Oh, that one." No, I didn't. No, that's an incredible image. It's a powerful image. First of all, it's an illusion. Like the middle is missing. Josephine is an incredible performer, and she has a great story. But just that image to me is really powerful. It just sums everything up, because there's that power coming out of her, right? I saw that. So there's this power that women have that's coming out, that radiates, and that's what radiated to that picture. And the back cover, I just really love that photo on the back. I used it in Vanish Magazine. I wish I could use the cover one for Vanish too, and we should do another story. I love that photo, but the back photo too is a favorite photo. So it was really hard to choose photos. But part of my job is to put it on a bookshelf and have people walk by. Same with the magazine. Have people walk by and they have to stop and look at that image. I go to bookshops and I look at images on books and things, and it has to stop me. And so that's where I come from with that.
Well, it's fantastic. Thank you for taking the time to be here. I'm going to kick you because you're playing soccer. Back to
I'm
your
not with my
soccer
boys
game.
are.
Yeah.
Connie, this is awesome. Congratulations. I'll be back. I've just got to go win this game.
Okay, go in.
Love you. Bye.
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 The next clip is actually a virtual clip, and it's from Josephine Lee, who is the cover image on the that we have. Could you please play that, because Josephine is embarking.
Hello everybody, it's Josephine Lee here. I firstly want to say a huge congratulations to Connie Boyd on an absolutely inspiring book that we are so incredibly grateful for you putting all the hard work in, and something that is going to hopefully go down in the history books one day. Congratulations to all the magical women who are in the book, and I want to say it's been an absolute honour to be on the cover of the book. I'm afraid I can't make the launch party, but I will be there in spirit. Mwah.
I'm going to introduce Ari Rose, and Ari Rose is a young future of magic talent, and she is on the back cover, and she's actually here to chat with us. And hi, Ari.
Hi, thank you so much, Connie, for having me. I'm really honored to be here and to have been chosen as the back cover model for this book. I'm really excited to get my hands on it and read it, because I think women in magic is such an important topic, and I'm just really happy to be here and really honored. So thank you, Connie. Congratulations.
Thank you. And you are so worthy. Now, the power of magical women.
Yes.
That's pretty powerful title. When do you feel the most powerful? When you're in work or in life? Do you have something that sort of...
Yeah. I think for myself, when I'm performing and at the end of a show or a gig of any sort, I think I feel the most powerful. But I feel the most powerful because I feel like I've empowered someone else too. I've brought them joy. I hope I brought them comfort and experience and made them feel really like strong and happy and excited to take on life. And hopefully I made their day. And at the end of the day, you know, you walk away from a gig or a show and you know that you've done your best to impart an experience and joy onto those people. So I feel the most powerful in work during those moments, and in life in general. I've always been a performer, and I've always felt like that was the moment that I felt the most satisfied and the most fulfilled and the most powerful.
That's the perfect answer.
Thank you.
Now I'm going to segue from Ari into Gay Blackstone, who...
Thank you, Connie.
Oh, no, you're welcome, darling. Who wrote the foreword for the book. And she has a video clip that she presented for us. And she's actually on tour at Masters of Illusion. And I think we might have that clip, possibly, Ava?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this very exciting day. It is Connie Boyd's book launch party. Wow! I was very honored when Connie asked me to write the foreword to this book. It's a book about women. It's a book about magic. It's a book that is going to open the eyes of the world to so many incredible women that have been performers in the world of magic. Some we have known about, others we have not, until now. I'm sending you this video because Masters of Illusion is performing tonight at the Fox Cities Performing Arts in Appleton, Wisconsin, Harry Houdini's hometown, where they're about to begin their year-long celebration of Houdini's life, leading up to the 100th year anniversary of his death on Halloween next year. So even though I may not be with you, I am in spirit. And after all, when we're in the world of magic, there's always a magical spirit. Congratulations, Connie, on this great accomplishment. We love you. You're the best.
That is so sweet. And Gay Blackstone has been so instrumental in helping me propel the Magical Women project forward, and I am extremely grateful to her. Now, I'm going to introduce Mistie Knight, and you're going to be seeing Mistie Knight through the entire series because Mistie is going to be doing the Magical Women bonus gift drawing. And as a magician, she has a top hat. And in the top hat are all of the people that pre-registered. So our first gift, there are all of your names. And our first gift is a FISM poster, which I happen to have here. And what's really neat about it is it has the QR codes for FISM and everything. And that was in North America for the very first time in 2022. And the poster itself, I don't know if you can see that close up, but it's actually a mosaic that Paul Romhany created, and it's of female magicians past and present. So many of the magicians you'll see tonight are actually in this poster, which is kind of an interesting sort of tidbit that not everybody knows. So Mistie, let's go ahead and do the first drawing. But before I do that, let me introduce Mistie and say a little bit about her. Mistie is from Las Vegas. She, during the pandemic, became a formidable social media influencer. She's a fabulous magician, and alongside her husband, they do some absolutely remarkable original magic, and they're still performing on cruise ships and corporate work, and they also consult for David Blaine. So they're the real deal. They're very, very powerful. So welcome, Mistie.
Thank you so much, Connie. I appreciate that warm welcome. And thank you for featuring me in your series and in the book. It's a real honor to be in there. And it's also an honor to be able to make the first choice for our first giveaway. So we've got all of your names in here. All right.
If we had a drum, we'd have a drum roll.
Drum roll. Okay, now the computer's shaking. Let's try it this way. All right, I think I've got one. Okay. Lynn Polk.
Oh, I know Lynn. Fantastic. Okay, Lynn, if you would please send your address, your name, your address, your email, and your telephone number to an email, thepowerofmagicalwoman@gmail.com. We will send that poster out to you. Congratulations, Lynn. Yay.
Congratulations.
So now we're moving on to another segment, and that segment is primarily about a chapter that we have in our book, and it's Magic for Greater Good. And these magicians are using their magic powers beyond just performance. And I would be remiss if I didn't start with this very first performer. She is probably the most experienced performer that we will have, and woman that we will have on the panel this evening. She co-created the junior program at the Magic Castle alongside the actor Cary Grant. So it's Cary Grant and Diana Zimmerman, who co-created the junior program. And at the time, she was known as the world's foremost lady magician. So it is a great honor to introduce Diana Zimmerman.
Well, it's an equally great honor to be here, especially with so many incredibly talented women. As you know, when I started out performing, there were like 3 professional women in the world. And now we have what, Connie, maybe 300 women that are working professionally.
More.
It's so fabulous because I stood on the shoulders of many great women, and now to see so many women coming in our junior program, when we started the program 50 years ago at the Magic Castle, we had 100 boys audition, all boys, and we took in 50, no girls. It was several years before we actually had a girl join, and now we have 18 girls in the program, which is, I mean, to me, it's thrilling. And any given Saturday at the Magic Castle, you'll see maybe one of our young girls perform for brunches. So
that's one of the goals of this book, is to actually make it more approachable for boys and girls. So when you see somebody that looks like you, then sometimes that makes it a little easier to imagine yourself doing that. And it is remarkable how many women we have now. Diana, when you started, the image of a magician was primarily a male, and yet somehow you made a space for yourself and you created your own magic. And how did you do that and thrive?
Well, I was very poor as a kid, and I always like to say I didn't know we were homeless. I thought we were just camping out. So magic was my escape. It was my ability to be somebody special. And I started when I was 8 years old. And I very quickly realized that it was an opportunity for me to create wonder, to be important. I was incredibly shy as a child. And it was an opportunity for me to instill wonder in other people. And so I learned, when I was 11, I learned there was a teenage magic club. And I tried to join, but I was too young. I wouldn't go away, so they finally let me join. But there was also, this was in Phoenix, Arizona, there was also an IBM Ring 13 there, and Mystic Ring 13. And we had some of the greatest magicians in the world coming through there. Not a single woman came through, but Di Vernon and some of these greats of magic, Arnold First. And they spent time helping me. Bill and Irene Larson would invite me to their parties. And when I was 13, I won my first international trophy. And I was hooked. That's all I ever wanted to do from then on, was become the number one lady magician in the world.
It's thanks to you. You pioneered a new road for many of us to follow, and we very much salute you and respect you greatly. And thank you so much for being here and being for me. You've just been a fantastic mentor.
Let me just say that I know everybody else has echoed this, but Connie Boyd, in my opinion, is the single most important biographer of this century. I mean, what she has done to bring these stories of women, myself included, I'm very grateful, to life, and women that would have otherwise long been forgotten, and were forgotten for many years, maybe like 2 lines in a magic magazine. And Connie is the one that has done this. So there can't be enough kudos to you, my amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And that leads me, because Diana just mentioned wonder, and that leads me to Lisa Menna and her cause to wonder. And Lisa was scheduled to be here, but they're having rolling blackouts in the Caribbean. So instead of being here in person, we're going to show a clip of her grassroots efforts to produce magic, to have a significant meaning and message to try to change cultures, such as a clean water is a healthy life, or helping women brings good luck. And we have a video clip of Lisa presenting that in the Caribbean. So I'd just like to share that with you.
Nobody's done more for women outside of magic than Lisa Menna. She is a true treasure.
Absolutely. I agree.
Okay, now I'm going to show you. And since you were so polite when I walked up, the most polite of all these boys, I'm going to let you try it. You want to try it? Okay. Okay, sit right here. Now, what you have to do is you have to have the right grip. You hold it. You have to put your thumb on the top like this, not on the side, okay? So it can't get out. Think of it as a mouse. Don't kill it, but hold it good and tight so it can't get out. And don't let any yellow show like this, okay? Is that fair enough? Do you want to use your right hand or your left hand? Okay, so then your grip is like this. You take this one. Hold it tight. Squish it up. Got it? Now say the words all together 3 times, everybody, nice and loud. Ready?
Yeah.
Helping women brings good luck. Helping women. I'm sorry, but he's not saying it. We've got to start again.
Oh, I have to sing too.
Yeah, everybody. You're the one standing over the hole. That's the magic power. Here we go again. You ready?
Okay.
From the beginning. 1.
All right.
Helping women brings good luck. Helping women brings good luck. Helping women brings good luck. Excellent. And you know that if you hurt a woman, it brings bad luck. So this is important to remember. Let's see if it works. Hey. Okay.
Well, that always makes me laugh. I don't know if you all want that reaction of people running away when you perform your magic, but Lisa gets a lot of mileage out of magic sponge balls. My next guest has been on social media for her entire career. So she started her magic career and she started her YouTube channel at the same time. And quite a few years later, she's still documenting her magic on YouTube and on social media. Now, I'm talking about Ekaterina. And what makes Ekaterina so special is that not only does she present fantastic magic herself, she gifts tutorials and teaches magic online. And so many of those gifts have helped both professional magicians and amateur magicians alike. And I am just a huge fan. And just before I introduce her, I just want to say she has 3 titles: marketer, magician, mom. Yay. So, hello, Ekaterina.
Hi, Connie. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. This is such an exciting day. What an amazing way to celebrate women. And Connie, I love what you've done with this book. Can't wait to get my copy.
Well, thank you. Thank you. You've been with me from the beginning. So, yeah, from the very beginning.
I remember our first chats. It's incredible.
Yeah. When you perform your magic, whether it is on any of the social media platforms or live, because you also are a live performer, how do you feel, or when do you feel the most empowered?
I feel the most empowered when I see that people feel good. And I always like to say it's not about how good you are, it's about how good you make people feel. And I feel that a lot of the times we're too focused and on like the technique or what we're doing without just really focusing on how we're making people feel. So I feel the most empowered when the emotions that I want to get out of the audience come out. And those are emotions of wonder. Those are the emotions of happiness, laughter. And sometimes it's an emotion of, how did you do it? And that's okay too. And I cater to that as well.
Yeah, I think just like now, hopefully we're engaging with our audience and we're watching the chats on the side, as well as trying to watch you and trying to multitask, which life has really evolved that we've been forced to learn to multitask. And you multitask.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you multitask for a living, because on top of being a professional magician, you are also a professional marketer for
an appliance company called Mila, pronounced like tequila for those who don't know. It's a German name. But what I really love about also being in a leadership executive role, and I see this trait in you, Connie, in our first conversation about the book and just seeing where you took it, and it's the leadership of resilience. And it's so important. And I know that the stories you've written about all these women also have that trait. It's such an important trait, the trait of resilience. And it's built on also the willingness to develop other people and building them up. And I love that about this community, and just seeing that as a common trait. And again, I can't think of anyone else but you also when I say resilience and perseverance. So Connie, congratulations.
Thank you, Ekat. I really appreciate your time, and I appreciate everything you have done for all of the magical women. Thank you so much. It's
my pleasure. I'm a big fan.
Yay. I don't know if you've met Chanelle Munroe. She's also a Canadian. But I'll tell you a little bit about Chanelle. Chanelle is an Indigenous Canadian magician, and like Dorothy Dietrich, she performs the bullet catch, which is a deadly, I wouldn't recommend, very terrifying to me danger effect. But she also, and this is the thing that I find most fascinating, because she's great, she's got great skills, but what she does is she goes to communities and she tries to be very active within the community to support them and to inspire them with her magic. Because there's a terribly high suicide rate in a lot of the communities that she visits. And so it's my great pleasure to introduce Chanelle Munroe. And hi, Chanelle.
Hi, Connie. Thank you so much for having me, and congratulations on your fantastic book. I'm so excited to be here.
No, it's an absolute honor. And what you're doing for communities is so powerful and so giving. And can you just tell it, because I think a lot of people in the audience wouldn't be familiar with how you try to educate and inspire. Can you just sort of delve into that and let us know?
Yeah, for sure. So I'll start by introducing myself. Hello, everyone. My name is Chanelle Munroe, and I'll introduce myself by printing out a business card here. This is the new iPhone 20. I don't know if you can see this on the computer screen. I'm going to take my card right here, and I'm just going to give you my card like that. And so I'm the world's only professional female Métis magician. So Métis, I'm part Indigenous, part European. And a lot of the Indigenous communities that I go to, they're in very northern, remote places. You literally take a plane up to the middle of nowhere. And it's fantastic. It's an honor for me because I often get to perform in front of crowds that have never seen a magic show before. And so that's an incredible honor for me. But sometimes when I do go to these communities, a lot of them are facing hardships. You know, a lot of the communities in Canada don't have clean drinking water. As Indigenous people, we're still facing the generational effects and trauma of residential schools. Many of us are grieving having missing and murdered Indigenous women in our families, and so on and so forth. So when I come in with my magic show, magic, I think, has this incredible way of opening up the mind to believing in the impossible. And once you believe in the impossible and you believe in magic, you can also start to believe in yourself. And the message that I try to offer is that each and every one of us are magicians. And abracadabra, it means I create as I speak. So we're all the magicians and the architects of our own life, and we can all speak into existence our path forward and create a good life for ourselves. As impossible as that may seem. So it's really an honor for me to be doing this work. And thank you, Connie, for showcasing all the other amazing talent that's a part of your book.
It's an honor. And what you're doing is so important and significant. And I love that it's taking magic and transforming performance and actually affecting people's lives. And that's really honorable. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. And in Anishinaabe language, we say miigwech. So thank you, miigwech.
Nice. Is it possible, Ava, to bring this panel up, and I'll just quickly do a lightning round?
Yes, and let me review the names for me, please.
Okay, we have Diana Zimmerman, Ekaterina, and Chanelle, because that's maybe Ekat left, I don't know. Anyway, I'll just continue on because we have limited time. Let me see, where's my lightning round? It's very simple. Would you prefer a deck of cards or sponge balls? Now, I'll speak for Lisa Menna, and I know it's sponge balls. Chanelle?
Deck of cards all the way.
Yeah. Diana?
Oh, probably a deck of cards, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, there. That was my lightning round. It was a terrible success.
I think you can
maybe the people that are watching, they can contribute to and let us know what they would prefer.
Yeah, you can do so much with a deck of cards, you know. It's phenomenal what you can do.
But according to Lisa, a sponge ball can be substituted with a stone. So she can perform it anywhere.
Right, yeah. Well, Lisa is just incredible.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She really is.
Now, this is so
fantastic. As is Chanelle. So fantastic.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you, Diana. Yeah, and I actually met Lisa online as well because we're both from the same Kootenay region in BC. So we kind of introduced ourselves to each other. She almost came to see my magic show, but then she was in the Caribbean or somewhere warm and hot, so couldn't make it. But I'm honored to be on this panel with her and with you, Diana.
Thank you. Well, it's mutual, I assure you. I mean, you are the future of magic. And boy, is that future shining bright.
It absolutely is. And then speaking of the future, we have another magician that provided a video clip because she couldn't be here. She's in Portugal, and that is Solange Cardinale. And she created something really fun for us. So let's take a look and see that.
Hi, here's Solange Cardinale. I hope the Power of Magical Woman book launch party is as great as Connie's book. And here I have my little magical woman. Enjoy the party.
That is so sweet. I love it. I am so grateful to everyone for all of your warm wishes and your kindness and sending me videos. I don't know if any of you saw it, but there was a fabulous video this morning that came in from Juliana Chen and Alexander Duvivier from China, from Shanghai. So we've been getting fantastic messages from everybody, and they are so appreciated. And many of them from the magical women within the book, but many people just from the magic community and beyond. So all of you, thank you so much. It's very much appreciated. Now, this section I call Women in Magic, Authors, Publishers, and Historians. And it's kind of interesting, I think. There was a video, Ava, about the Magical Women deck of cards. Let's start maybe with that, and we'll see, so that'll sort of set up the history side.
A great deck of cards provides hours of pleasure and entertainment. Our four queens are beautifully illustrated depictions of important magic royalty from the 1800s. Adelaide Herman's heartfelt performances earned her the Queen of Magic title and the most important female magician of all time billing. Talma could easily afford diamonds with her magic manipulation skills to produce money from thin air, earning her the title, the Queen of Coins. Minerva was a clever trickster escapologist whose skills rivaled the great Houdini and who clubbed her way to the top billing as the Queen of Handcuffs. Finally, we have the delightfully deceiving Anna Ava Faye, who dug her way into the spiritual and seance world to become a reigning queen. Only a foolish joker would work for years, devoting her finances, energy, skills, and passion into a project that needed to be done to establish the magical women. Today, it is a proven public resource dedicated to documenting women in magic, past and present, providing irrefutable evidence that women always have and are influencing the magical arts.
Well, when most people think about women in magic, very few of you, I think, would consider the historic women in magic. And they existed. Often they've been written a little bit out of history, but thanks to modern day historians, they have been placed where they should have been, in the spotlight. And so I'm going to start this panel with Margaret Steele. And Margaret Steele has written 2 books. She is a leading authority on the Herman dynasty. And her 2 books are the Adelaide Herman Memoirs and The Great Boomski. And so I would just love to introduce my friend and just been a fabulous help for me, Margaret Steele. Welcome, Margaret.
Hi, Connie. Congratulations. I'm just so proud of you for putting this together because I know how much work you put into it. And yes, so actually, I'm an author and a magician and a historian. I'm very honored to be in the book with such incredible company. I'm also a publisher. I founded Floating Lady Publishing in 2023 to publish my own books. And it was the best decision of my life to become an indie publisher. And I'm a huge advocate for indie publishing. And I consulted on Connie's book as a publishing consultant. So I'm going to put on my publisher's hat for a moment. And I'm going to talk about how beautifully published this book is. And I'm going to make everybody really jealous because I have a copy. You'll all be getting yours soon, but I just holding this. I mean, I read all the articles when they were in Vanish, but to get this book and have everybody together in this book is just incredible. I just can't even describe how it made me feel to just have this book with all of these women in it. But so this is a really well-published book. It checks all the boxes to meet publishing industry standards and to compete on the world stage, not just in the magic market, but in the mass book market. For one thing, on the inside, we'll look at the inside first, it's professionally edited, which means it's a fun and easy read. It's really, really great to read. It's just a great read. And it's also just a really high quality product. It's 6 inches by 9 inches, which is the largest standard print on demand size, which keeps the costs down for printing and also makes them able to give a lower price. So full color book of this quality for under $40 is a really, really incredible value. It's a beautiful design. Paul Romhany is a brilliant designer, and all of the photos in this book are action shots. There's not one single just plain headshot in this whole book. Every single picture in this book tells a story. So that's just remarkable there. And it's also on 80-pound matte paper, which is an upgrade in the paper, but it's really, really important because it's heavier paper. So with all of these photos, there are many pages where you have back-to-back photos, and there's no bleed through because of the heavy paper. So it's really high quality paper. Another thing they've done, which is really important, is that there's on the copyright page, there's this little thing down here, which is called an LCCN. It stands for Library of Congress Control Number. And that's really important. And that is important along with an index, because this is what's going to get this book into libraries. If you talk to a librarian, they will tell you that people always look at the front cover, the back cover, and then they turn to the table of contents. But if librarians will look at the front cover, the back cover, and first go to the index. So this book is a great reference book for libraries and should be in libraries, and they have enabled it to be in libraries. It has this little, it even has a colophon. That's what you call a little publisher's logo that's on the spine. It shows they really know what they're doing. So the product itself is good. And then they've also published in such a way that the book is available in publishing. We call it publishing wide, which means it's in as many markets as possible. So it's on Amazon and it's at Barnes & Noble and Walmart, but the print version is actually available in 200 countries. And libraries and bookstores can order it wholesale on Ingram Content Group, which all libraries and bookstores know about Ingram Content Group. And the ebook is going to go even wider in English-speaking markets all around the world. But also, they've enabled direct sales, which is really important. So if you can go buy the book on the website, the Power of Magical Women website, Connie will get a much higher author's royalty. But if you do buy it through Amazon, definitely leave a 5-star review. That'll really help the book. And I mean, I could go on and on and on about this, but I could go on about market reviews and literary contests. But these are just the basics. But I'm always, always happy to talk about publishing. And I'm just so thrilled for your Connie. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you for that fantastic evaluation of the book. It was beyond anything, I must admit, if I'm being honest, beyond anything that I could have put together. So thank you very much, Margaret. That was amazing. Now I'm going to move forward with another author, historian, magician, not a publisher, but I wouldn't be surprised if that becomes in his wheelhouse in the future, and that is Lance Rich. And Lance Rich holds a special space in my heart because he discovered, in my opinion, the magic scoop of the century. And the full story is in the book. And I can tell you that the first magician to perform on the Las Vegas Strip was Lance's muse for his book, Lost Neon Dreams in Las Vegas. So, Lance, I didn't want to reveal the secret. I'm going to let you do it. Can you please share who that magician was and why that discovery changed your life and probably many of us as well?
Oh, absolutely. And first, Connie, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for asking me to be here. I am so excited for your book as well. And I am so excited that I've said so excited 3 times. I'm like a Pointer Sister here. I am so excited that you're that Gloria Day, that's the performer that you're speaking of, is included in your book. So in 1941, Gloria Day was at the age of 18. She was the first magician to perform on the Las Vegas Strip in a hotel and casino, or hotel casino. And that was, the El Rancho Hotel where she performed. It had just opened. And this is a big deal. And you asked why this changed my life. I mean, I was researching Las Vegas history. I was set to do a little talk on it, and finding out this little bit of information. It wasn't meant to be a who was first talk, but I heard many people who had made this claim, right, that they were the first magician on the Las Vegas Strip. And when I poked around a little bit more, I figured out, no, none of those guys were. It was somebody several years earlier than 1944 or 46 when some of these people were claiming to be, and it was Gloria. And so quickly, my talk, which subsequently led to my book, Neon Dreams, it became very much, Gloria Day becomes the spine of that book. And I guess to answer your question, how did it change my life? I'm not sure that the book would exist if that discovery of Gloria hadn't been there. And of course, as you know, and as you talk about in your book, there's this whole serendipitous journey with Anna Rose Einerson, who was living in Las Vegas at the time, and it's really just an amazing story.
Yeah, and we want to leave you all out there
That's
wanting
right.
more. It's a cliffhanger, and you need to read the book so you know what happens with Gloria Day. But can I just say that she was a hoot? When we met her, she proceeded to apply her lipstick without a mirror, and then she kissed Lance on the cheek, and he had this giant, very large impression of lips on his cheek, and she insisted he keep it the whole time we were there. So she was just, I really grateful.
And you guys, at that time, she was 99 years old at that time.
Yeah.
And when she put the lipstick on, we said, "Do you need a mirror or something?" She said, "I've had these lips for 99 years. I think I can, I can figure it out."
Yeah, she was brilliant.
She was great.
Yeah.
She is great.
Well, thank you, Lance, for sharing that, and thank you for being here, and thank you for being a part of this book. It's very, very important. And your discoveries. You're a beautiful writer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Connie.
And now a friend of yours and mine, actually of everybody, I'm going to introduce Julie Ng. And Julie is, I'm going to call her a Wonder Woman. She is a master of all trades and a master of all. She's a second generation magician. And she jokes that she was born from a top hat. She's been instrumental in publishing multiple significant books on magic, and she is the executive director of Genii at this time. So she wears a lot of hats, and she's a very, very busy woman. So I'm really grateful that you took the time to come and be with us. Thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Connie. It's a pleasure. It's an honor. And like everybody else, I'm super happy for you. I'm really, really proud for you and your accomplishments. I think seeing Margaret flip through all of those stories, it reinforces exactly what everyone's celebrating here is that, Connie and I were talking about this idea. We were annoyed with people saying, why are there so few women in magic? And Connie stood up and answered that question to say, where have you been looking? It's just fantastic to see you bring out this contemporary list of amazing stories. And I think it's only going to broaden the opportunities for our future generations.
No, I agree. Now, I had asked you this before, but I think it's really fun if you share with everybody here, because not everybody knows your story. You grew up in a magical household, which was, it had to be fascinating. How did that benefit your magic, and how did that benefit your skill sets? Again, multiple skill sets.
Well, thank you for recognizing that, Connie. And I think, I'm really glad you got it. I got that question from you because I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned is that growing up in a household of magic, the old joke was I wasn't delivered by the stork, I was pulled out of the hat. I mean, I started super, super early. And in that, I grew up in this world. It was very normal for us. My dad was a very popular magician in Victoria, British Columbia. So he was doing close-up, bar magic, parlor, evening illusion shows. So my family was always involved in doing, exactly that, performing. And I think that's what made it so normal. It sounds crazy to say it like that, but we grew up in this house filled with magic all over the place, but it was our family business. And in that, I think those were the great lessons that I got from my dad, my mom, and us working as a collective. It was about their entrepreneurial skills. They ran many ventures. It's impossible in this day and age to just have, one family income basing everything on this magic show that you're running around the city. So my father was very creative and he went through different venues. And it was that hustle more than anything else that I learned, you talked about how I want to pick up and learn things. Well, that's where I got it from. My dad was a great entrepreneur and he made things happen. For example, I learned at a very early age how to communicate over the telephone really early because we had to have a professional voice. We had to be able to take messages. We had to be able to book a show. We had to be able to coordinate things and have the logistics down. And I think that kind of skill set that my parents taught me were really important for where I am today and how I've formed a career in magic. But the biggest thing I got was my dad's passion for magic. You see, he chased dreams. And the fact that he was able to have a career doing just what he loved, I kind of, that rubbed off on my sister and me. And now here I get to employ those great opportunities as well. So they didn't raise me as a magician. They really raised me as a professional. And they showed me that I can have a professional life and a creative life. And that's something I carry on today.
What a life you've had. And you continue to lead. You just had such a strong foundation, and it's just wonderful reflection.
Yeah, I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky.
Yes, but you're a very hard, very diligent, very perfectionist worker. and
Yeah.
those skills, I think perfection and magic sort of generally go hand in hand because the room for error, the margin for error is quite slim. So, but
that's another great lesson from magic, by the way. Having, the wherewithal to have multiple outs. We learned this in magic because anything can happen. I was watching the video of you doing all those illusions and how precarious things are. You and I and most of the people who are guest panels or perhaps listening know that anything can happen in a live show and you just never know. So I think that's a coping mechanism. We were talking about resilience earlier. These are all the great features that I think magic can teach us. And I was very lucky to have that as my baseline in my formative years. So I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah. No, me too. And our next guest, actually, coincidentally, he has written a book about a woman whose father was a magician. And so I'm going to segue with that into Chareles Greene III. Thank you so much, Julie. Thank you. And Chareles is the author, as I just said, of Ionia, Magician Princess Secrets Unlocked. And he's currently working on another book about another female magician who is relatively unknown. So welcome, Chareles. I'm very pleased that you're here.
Hello, Connie. I'm so glad to be here. Thanks for this invitation. It is a very special night to be amongst friends, to be with you at this historical event.
Yeah, well, thank you. I had a complex question for you, and I think I'm going to have to read it so I get it right.
Okay.
If magic was a metaphor for women's creativity and resilience, what magic trick would symbolize it best?
Well, I don't really think it's a specific trick or illusion or prop. I think that that women are magical and they have a special essence that can only be conveyed by women, and that's their true magic power.
Well, that's a great answer. And I've often said that many of the standard props that we associate with magicians are very feminine, like fans and silks and flowers. And so there are many articles that really do lend themselves to the femininity and the feminine side of magic. So,
well, there's definitely more of a range, a spectrum that women can use, because you mentioned Ionia. She came from a family of magicians. Very important to know and to remember that her mother, Okita, Julia Ferre, was also a magician. And it's really her mother who taught her, who took her children on the road with her. And so Ionia, the magician, learned so much at the footsteps and on stage of her mother, who is a great performer as well.
Yeah, and I think, Charles, and correct me if I'm wrong, would that not have been the very first mother-daughter magician that we know of?
It is the only that we know of, the only mother-daughter legacy, of magic.
Yeah. I mean, we have later on, and I won't, because not everybody loves history as we do, but also later on we have the Wanda sisters. And so we have them working as,
right.
Yeah, but I think at that point in time, Ionia and her mother, Clementine, who performed as Okita, I think they would be probably the very first.
They were definitely
amazing.
the first.
Yeah,
they were definitely first. And they did large tours. I mean, they traveled, each of them separately, traveled all over Europe at different time periods. And it's an amazing history for both of those women.
Right. And we're looking, just for the people that aren't familiar with this, we're talking in the 1800s. Like this is,
right.
Yeah.
So late 1800s, Julia de Vere, Okita, learned from her husband, Charles de Vere, but she went all over Europe with an act, a large illusion act, and was very famous in Paris as well. Then she taught things to her daughter, Ionia, who had an amazing illusion career. So she went around Europe, she went to Russia, all around, almost came to America, with a large stage show that featured 7 different performers, a live bear, different animals, tons of equipment. To think about how people had to travel at that time. There was no TGV, there was no airlines. It was hard work to get from one place to another, but she did it, and she was a headliner.
Yeah. No, it's just remarkable. Well, you're just closing up our historic section, and we're going now to auction off, perform a drawing of the Magical Women deck of cards and our which include our 4 queens. So I think Misty is going to once again produce her top hat. And we're going to fast forward for the Magical Women deck of cards. Now, there were only 100 of these made, and they have sold out. So this is a collector's item, and the 4 queens are custom, that as you saw in the video before, and the aces were custom as well. So, okay, Misty, do your magic.
All right. Sending some luck to everyone. Let's see what we got for the Magical Women deck of cards. We have Carol Sime. Am I saying that right? S-I-M-E. Carol
Syme.
Carol Syme.
Yes. Oh, that's fantastic. I happen to know her as well.
Well, congratulations,
Carol. Well, Carol, be sure to put your name and your address and your telephone number in an email to the power of magical women @gmail.com, and we will be so happy to send you a gilded deck of cards. Thank you so much, Misty. I'll be seeing you later. So now we've been talking about the history of magic. We're going to fast forward to the future of magic. And I'd like to start with a clip from Magica Gilly. She's from Italy, and she provided something for me. I think you'll enjoy it.
Salve. Sì, sono Magica Gilly dall'Italia. Sono molto felice di essere con voi. Bye bye.
Now, there's something about Magica Gilly that she always brightens your day and she always makes you smile. I'm going to introduce our first live guest, and this fantastic magician is grew up in Canada, and she is has been performing magic since the age of 10, and she's still a very young woman. She has just been cast in the live version of Now You See Me, and her name is Gabriella Lester. So please join me in welcoming Gabriella Lester. I hope. Or not. There she is.
There we go. Working out. Hey, Connie, thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be a part of this.
Oh, it's a thrill. And I'm a big fan of your work, as you know. And of course, you're included in the book. And I've been following your career extensively for quite a few years now. I think the question I wanted to ask you is, what do you feel makes your performances so distinct? And is there a feminine approach, perhaps, to your magic, or is it just your personality?
Yeah, no, great question. I really think that what defines me is that I'm completely myself on stage. I am 100% who I am off stage, on stage. It's the same thing. And I think I got that because when I was younger, there wasn't really, with so few women in magic, there wasn't someone I could specifically emulate or want to be like. But that was great because it opened up this huge creative playing field where I really could just go, who am I? What do I like? What am I good at? What am I terrible at? What do I enjoy? And as I grew up in the industry, at the same time I was growing up as a person, I kind of found a way to just really be myself. And I feel like all my shows are a conversation with the audience, and I hope it really just feels like the crowd's hanging out with me. But I do have to say that, fast forward 10 years, I'm so excited to be in an industry surrounded by so many incredible women. I mean, every single person mentioned in your book, and I'm very happy to feel like I take one little small part in being a place of our history now. And I think for young kids now in magic, if they're trying to look up to somebody, they have so many people to choose from.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think we're in a wonderful place, and we're only going to keep going forward, and it's just going to expand further and further. And it's going to be more of a focus on the magic that you perform as opposed to your gender. I mean, we all have to deal with what our gender is, but I think that truly the quality of magicians that are coming forward in this day and age are just, it's brilliant. And so I am so excited to see you in this new show. Fantastic opportunity. Congratulations to you. That's just, it's
Thank
terrific.
you.
Really
well, thank
good.
you so much. Thanks again for having me on.
My pleasure. And now we're going to fast forward to Rachel Ling Gordon, who has presented and is actually going to perform something for us, telling a story. I believe this is a new piece she's debuting. So let's see Rachel, and if possible, can we have her full screen?
Hi, I'm Rachel Ling Gordon, and I have a story to tell you. A story with a shuffled deck of cards. I'm 13, but when I was 3, I was diagnosed with selective mutism. At home I could speak, but in public I stayed silent. People thought I was a joke, but it's a real anxiety disorder. I was sad and alone in my own club. Then one day when I was 4, I saw magic on TV, and I fell in love with it. Magic is my medicine, and I prayed it will heal me to do what I truly love. Then when I was 5, a miracle happened. I won my first runway modeling competition. Dressed to the nines, I rocked the runway at New York Fashion Week. But sadly, when they interviewed me backstage, words got stuck, and I still remained mute. And by 6, nothing had changed. My family, friends, teachers, and doctors all came together to try to help me. I kept trying and trying and trying, but never gave up. Then at age 7 came my turning point. After many auditions, I literally hit the jackpot when I was cast in a Broadway national tour. It was life-changing, and I became a new person. Show after show, I finally overcame my anxiety disorder. I knew I was born to perform. I wanted to use my magic to inspire people and give them hope. But my biggest dream came true when I became the youngest magician in the history of Penn and Teller Fool Us. I performed to a standing ovation, and the legendary duo called me the future of magic. But this all started with a dream and all the amazing people who came into my life. To me, every performance is a celebration of my journey from mute to magic. Magic helped me find my voice, and I hope my story helps you to believe that all dreams are possible. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Well done, Rachel. Thank you so much for that beautiful performance. We really appreciate a live performance in the middle of all of this. And
yeah, of course.
And congratulations on that new number. That's very, very good.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I love doing magic. I've been doing it for a very long time, and it's great. Well, yeah.
Yeah, no, I believe, and I may be wrong, but I think that one of your very first performances we actually broadcast on the Magical Women channel.
Yes,
yes. How old were you then?
I was 8.
8.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
So, yeah, you've really expanded, and it's just lovely to see. So congratulations, well done.
Thank you so much.
Well done. I'm just going to move forward a little bit because we have very short time, and we're going to go to Anja, and Anja, and it's a video from South Africa. Perhaps you know her.
Yes.
Yeah, she's from South Africa, and she sent us a video all the way from there. I think there or not. Should I just move forward? It's a video of Anja from South Africa.
Hello everyone, Anja here. So sorry I couldn't be there with you as I'm currently busy writing my final school exams here in South Africa. First of all, I want to say a huge congratulations to Connie for creating something truly incredible. This book is a very important milestone, not just for magic, but for all the incredible women who have dedicated their lives to this art. It's honestly amazing to be featured alongside so many talented magicians, and to be recognized in this way is honestly emotional, exciting, and a little bit surreal. And to all the women in this book, I see you, I admire you, and I am so proud to be part of this with you. Connie, thank you so much for shining a light on our stories, and I'm just grateful to be a part of it.
Sweet. Yeah. So we have, I think one of the reasons I want to include that is that we literally represent magicians from around the globe, and I think it's so important. That magic brings us together as a community, and so even though we may be millions of miles apart, we still have this love of wonder and curiosity, and that's just wonder. That's marvelous. So now I'm going to introduce a duo, and you won't be seeing double, but you might think you are. It is the Van Hargen twins, Poppy and Sasha, and the two of them. Welcome.
Hey, Connie. Hey, team. How are you?
Good. These two brilliant girls managed to fool Penn and Teller on Penn and Teller Fool Us. And in addition to fooling them, what made me so inspired was their passion for branding and their attention to detail. And it just made their performances pop. And they're very, very aware of this. So Poppy and Sasha, can you just share with our audience how you feel about brand and how your performance and how you feel it's important that performance is linked to your brand? Because you're very young, but you're very savvy.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Connie. Well, firstly, we just want to extend a heartfelt thank you for including us in such an occasion like this. Massive congratulations to you on the launch of this brilliant book. Absolutely, when it comes to branding, we are all over this. For us, it's about being creative, being visionary, completely out of the box thinking. You know, we want to spearhead magic. As women, it's so important to be, at the forefront of this, pushing this as far as we can. We want to put on big productions. We want to showcase things that people just have never seen before.
Yes, I mean, our performances are a snippet and a sample of what Van Hargen's capable of. Naturally, we do have some advantages. We are female magicians, but we're also twin sisters taking on the world of magic. And in my books, that's quite unconventional. And when we couple that with our extravagant performances and branding, that is how we stand out.
Now, do you want to tell us who is who?
That is a good point. I'm Sasha, and of course, my fabulous
Well, Sasha and Poppy, you are brilliant, and I am so grateful for you. I know it's very late in the UK, so thank you so much for staying up or partying with us tonight at our lunch party. Woo woo! Magica Gilly, yay! Magica Gilly presented champagne, and so off we'll all go. But no, congratulations. That was just that's lovely. I really, really appreciate it.
Congratulations, Connie. Thank you.
Take care. So I'm going to move forward, trying to clip along. The next thing is back to Misty, and we're going to do a quick drawing, and it's going to be for an annual subscription of Vanish International Magic Magazine. Now, once again, the publisher, Paul Romhany, is also responsible for the book I just published using his subsidiary company, Vanish Press. So, what do you think, Misty? Do you think you can find me a fun name there?
For sure. And this is definitely an exciting one. Vanish Magazine is incredible. You can get it online, but this is print as well. You can get print versions. So make sure you check it out. And we've got a lucky winner here. Okay, let's see. Okay. And look away. Okay, we have Marlene Zachowicz. Apologies if I didn't get it right. Marlene Zachowicz.
Oh, I think it's Zykowitz. Yes, Marlene Zykowitz. Yeah. Wow, that is amazing. Okay, so Marlene. Yay. Please send an email to the Power of Magical Women at gmail.com with your name, address, and telephone number, obviously your email, and we will send you a 1-year subscription of the digital Vanish International Magic Magazine. So congratulations. Exciting. Thank you very much for that, Misty. You're doing a fantastic job.
Congrats, Marlene.
Hanging in there. One more to go. All right, now I'm just going to move forward, galloping along, and I have a clip of Alyx Hilshey performing some magic and sending a very important message for us.
Hi everybody, it's Alyx Hilshey. I'm super excited to be a part of this book launch. I have to tell you that I met the author, Connie Boyd, back when I was a traveling street performer. I was literally out on the street or the piers in Florida performing 10, 12, sometimes 18 hours a day, show after show. It was a lot of work. And Connie Boyd, she showed me how I could create a theater experience. She helped me to create my first ever theater show, and from there I've been working inside ever since, and she's helped me to get on national TV and to achieve all of the dreams that I had set forth for myself. So I'm so grateful to her, and I think this book is so special because when women perform magic, those women create space for other women to come up and also perform magic. It can be the younger generations or even the same generation coming in from the side. And what Connie's book is doing is allowing women to very easily find those stories, the stories that resonate with them and the stories that create that space for them. So I'm so excited to see what comes of this. And I just wanted to say congrats. In fact, not just congrats, but congrats to all of the magical women. Congratulations, everybody, and enjoy the rest of this book launch. I'm so honored to be part of it. Thanks so much. Bye.
How wonderful is that? I love it. Now, there's a funny story. Alyx and I were in Las Vegas, and while we were in Las Vegas, she was taping Penn and Teller Foolish, and at the same time, Helen Coghlan was taping Penn and Teller Foolish, and she had flown in from Australia. So we all got to meet. And our next guest is Helen Coghlan.
Hello, Connie from Australia. How are you?
I am brilliant. How are you?
Oh, I'm very well, thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me on today or this evening, your time. And congratulations on the launch of the book. You did it. It's wonderful. I know how much effort it's been. So you did it. Congratulations on the launch as well. I've been watching it, and it's just been brilliant.
Well, for those people that maybe don't know a lot about Helen, Helen was born also into a magic family, and her father was a renowned escapologist, and his name was Arthur Coghlan. And he was her secret, her ace up her sleeve for many of her performances on Penn and Teller Foolers. Now, I hope I haven't given away your question, because I was going to ask you, what was your favorite Fooler moment?
Yeah, no, look, obviously Dad was the brains behind all the Penn and Teller Foolers, and can I say there were 6 as well? My favorite Penn and Teller Fool would have to be the 3rd time I appeared on the show, was with Thunder from Down Under. So I had a steel cage that on stage that I escaped from, and I had the boys from Thunder Down Under as my backup dancers. So not only was it fun to have them on stage with me, but after the escape, Penn and Teller came straight up onto this stage. They examined the cage. They didn't even go back down to their seats to deliberate. They didn't come up with any solutions. Penn just looked at Teller and said, "Drop the trophy." So it was like, what? So it was very fast. The whole routine, it was fun. It was unusual. And look, I just feel it was just downright entertaining. And even to this day, still get so many nice comments about it and so much wonderful feedback.
Yeah, and if any of the people in the audience go back and watch all 6, and I forgot to mention 6 record Foolers trophies, and that's held by Helen Coghlan. Each one of those performances, they're different, and so they go from like close, sort of intricate magic, and then there's grand illusions, and then when we were in the midst of a pandemic, you actually had a massive cage on the beach on the Gold Coast in Australia that you could never have transported to America. So
exactly. If anything, that was a perfect opportunity for us to showcase that escape, because as you said, there's no way we could have gotten it to Vegas. So we were able to showcase the wonderful beaches where I live and that escape, which once again, Dad was the brains behind that.
Yeah, no, it's just wonderful. I'm so grateful that you took the time, and with the massive time change, and that you are here, and you have become a very close friend, and I respect and love you very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much for including me, Connie, and all the best, and I'll talk to you soon.
Yes. So I'm going to move along, and our next performer, artist, magician, she's a Guinness World Record holder. Now, there are several Guinness World Record holders in the book, but this one's a little bit specific because they created the record for her. She has the most implants, magnetic and others, I'll let her explain them, implanted into her body. And her name is Anastasia Synn. So Anastasia, there you are.
Hi, Connie. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Excellent. I'm excellent. Congratulations. This is so exciting. So many great guests. So glad to be part of it.
It's brilliant. I was going to ask you if you could give, because you were born in Canada, but you've had quite an eclectic life, a really fascinating life.
Yeah.
And if you could go back to your younger self, what piece of advice would you give her?
I would tell her to start sooner, because this self didn't start till I was, I think, 30 years old is when I started performing magic. And it helped me get through so much of my anxiety, my day-to-day anxiety, my social anxiety. The first few times I was on stage, I was shaking like a leaf. And I was doing one trick in particular where I was pretending to cut my hand open, and I was shaking from fear, but people in the audience were getting ill from thinking I was actually cutting my hand open because of how much I was shaking. And apparently I really sold it. But I learned so much from getting up in front of people and doing the kind of stuff that I do. It also empowered people too, watching girls come up to me and say that they were really freaked out, but how did you do that? And when I shared it with them, they wanted to try it. That was one of the proudest moments of my life.
Yeah, because your style of magic, and again, that's one thing in the book that we've tried to sort of have a grand spectrum of magic and all different genres, because there are so many genres of magic, and most people that aren't involved in magic are not aware of all the different layers and different styles of magic on top of genres of magic.
Right.
But yours is almost, would I be correct in calling it geek freak? What would you call it?
I guess you could call it geek freak, and then I tagged a bit of cyborg magic onto that by putting microchips inside my body that I could program with something like an Android phone and have it reveal a card or a license. I have magnets in my ears that let me hear secretly. So I always have a listening device built into my head. I had giant magnets on my arms for a little while that were really fun for stealing things out of people's hands. So yeah, I guess it's kind of like a new genre. Pretty proud. But I've taken the big magnets out, but I still have 56 implants I'm up to now, and most of them are microchips. But 11 of them are magnets, and the magnets are invaluable for picking up things.
Wow. Yeah, or stealing things that
or stealing things
non-magicians don't want to know about. We will not reveal the secret. Was it painful? I just have to ask you that before I go, because I think that would be the obvious question everybody would want to ask.
Honestly, if I had known the kind of pain tolerance I had when I was younger, I think that I would have been doing much cooler stuff a lot sooner. As women, we have a pain tolerance you might not even be aware of, and I invite all women to just give it a try. It's really not that bad.
Where would somebody find out how to follow that sort of style of magic?
Honestly, there was quite a bit written in the Vanish article, but I've done a lot of interviews and I'm pretty open with what I've done and how I'm doing it. So if you'd like to delve more, I believe that there's a good chunk of it in your book as well there, Connie. So I think maybe they should pick that up and read about it.
Potentially could have been a pitch.
Sorry, I know I was a little late to the pickup there. I'm out of practice. I'm living up in Northern Ontario, Canada now, on the edge of a river, being one of those weird river hobbit people.
That's so funny. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to come and visit with us and to explain, what it is that what you're able to do in a very interesting and unusual way.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and congratulations again. Ciao, Bella.
Thanks. Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye. So moving along, and as you can see, I'm trying. I know I'm a little behind. I'm trying to stay on time and on topic. I could speak to each of these magicians for probably at least a half an hour because their stories are so complex. So I hope that I'm teasing you a little bit and that you might want to read a little bit more about each of these wonderful artists that are all included in the book, and they are all brilliant. So the next person I'm going to introduce, her name is Jade, and Jade was the first woman to win a gold medal at the International Brotherhood of Magicians, and that was a monumental event, and so we're really, really thrilled to have Jade here today. So, hello, Jade.
Hi, Connie. What an honor to be here, and the guests that you have on, and I'm honored to be in the book for one, and then to see everyone through Zoom is amazing. And the fact that you've put this all together, Connie, thank you. The work and the love, the passion, no sleep, I know.
Yeah, yes, no, you're absolutely correct. But I have to admit, I think I mentioned this earlier, I was so fortunate because almost everyone that was available, that they weren't working when you were, if you're on a ship, you don't have stable Wi-Fi, or if you're overseas in places where the time change just doesn't allow it, or you're on stage at the time, then they couldn't participate. But the majority of people, or a huge quantity, said yes, and I am so grateful for that. And that's why I tried to cram everybody into one place. And so it's like a bad illusion. We're all stuck in this box and we're popping out in all different areas.
And we're grateful to be here. Thank you for having each and every one of us. I know. We're thankful. Thank you.
Well, if I had to describe you, Jade, it would be that you're graceful and gracious, and you are one of the most beloved magicians that I know. People just speak so highly of you, and you are a nurturing entertainer. And so I wondered if a young girl was holding this book for the first time, what do you think she might feel?
Inspired, I hope, that she might see herself in these pages that she holds in her hand and think that I could be one of these ladies. The next book coming out, I'll be them. And so that's the inspiration that I would like, because when I first started, I didn't get that. I didn't have the inspiration. There were no, other than Diana, whom I didn't know about until much later.
Right.
Diana, I am so sorry. But if we had the sisterhood happening earlier on, I think I might have developed and become better, more of me, faster, earlier.
Right. No,
So for the young ladies out there, just to know that we are here. The support is here, and you should count on us.
I think also that you've just touched on something, because we are older and we didn't have the internet, and the internet has really helped make magic accessible. And
Yes.
that was one of my goals when we set up the YouTube channel with all of the interviews. So if somebody wants to learn, or they want to understand someone else's story in their career, it's documented and it's free. So you can go to it and you can do your research, and you can, and we didn't have those options. You might be able to find a book, and most of those books were written by men. And unfortunately, there were very few women included in the books, and it wasn't an accessible place. That's my next goal. My next book's going to be a book about the historic women. And I think that people are going to be shocked at the quantity of women, but we've just never compiled them in one place. They existed. People acknowledged them, you know, maybe in a footnote, or but it wasn't accessible. And so now with the internet, things are accessible, and I think that that makes a great difference, and they can see like-minded individuals within their age range, or you know, whatever, performing whatever style or genre of magic maybe that appeals to them. So I really do think that the internet was a game changer, and is a game changer for magic, for you know, as we evolve as magicians.
I think that through the pandemic, because everybody was housed indoors, that we had access to the internet. And I think at that point, would you agree that it spurned a lot more ladies in magic?
Yeah. Well, I think just magic, an interest in magic in general. And again, it's that having the extra time and the accessibility factor, and having people like Ekaterina who are willing to take the time and demonstrate. You know, it doesn't matter your skill set, or if you're a male or a female. She really clearly breaks down how, if you want to learn cardistry or a very complicated move, she's good. You can you know, break it down, you know, screenshot by screenshot, and that is just wonderful. It's that gift, you know. It's there's so many people that are willing to share, and I think that's coming to light tonight. So it's so exciting.
And more than anything, I'm very excited about the sisterhood of magicians. I think that we could help support each other. We don't have to oppose. Sometimes the boys oppose, but we don't have to, because we're a small community. I think we can help each other. And I'm definitely here to help anybody that has any questions. And Diana, I'm sure a lot of the ladies that you've invited online today are all here to help support the new generations of magicians.
Yeah, no, there's a huge mentoring community, and it's just if you're interested and you want to learn, you know, and that you can go your own way and do it your way too. You've got choices, so it's lovely. But yes, I love that idea of a sisterhood. That's a beautiful way to put it. Thank you. I think. Do you know if Luna Shimada is made it? We weren't sure if she was going to be able to make it or not, so I'm not sure. She made it!
Yay!
There she is. Fantastic. Hi, Luna. How are you?
Good, good. I've been here since the beginning. I made sure. I got home 15 minutes before, and I'm putting on my makeup, and I'm like, okay. So here I am.
For those people that don't know,
Don't want to miss this. I really didn't. And congratulations to the launch of the book. It's amazing that you did this. It's such an amazing thing that you did for us, and we're just so grateful.
Well, it's a joy. And for those people that maybe aren't familiar with Luna, Luna was literally on stage before she was born, because her father is a legendary magician, or was a legendary magician, and his name was Haru Shimada, and he was known as Shimada. And her mother was a vital part of his act. She went beyond assistant. She was a partner. She was responsible for so many elements of his performance that he would struggle to not have her at his side when I knew him to be performing in Las Vegas. Yeah. So yeah, you've just got a history there that is just, it's in your DNA.
It is.
And then this year you won the Los Angeles Tribune, or you were awarded the Los Angeles Tribune Adelaide Herman Award.
Yes, I know. What an honor that was.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
And it just was a
Yeah.
joy to see you receive that, Luna. It's just
Thank
really
you.
special.
Actually, it's right here.
Yay! Oh, nice.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful. So I'm, to be able to be awarded such a legacy is just, it's beyond anything that, I imagined.
Yeah.
So very happy about it.
Well, we've been speaking a lot. If you've been here from the beginning, if you've been here from the beginning, then you know that we've been speaking a lot about power and being powerful. And
Yes.
what does power mean to you as a magician and as a woman? Because it means something different for everybody.
It does. Well, in order for me to answer that question accurately, I have to give you a little context. I grew up in the world of magic right from, day one. And we know that magic back then in those times was primarily male dominated. So the only role that a woman played in the magic world was the role of the assistant, which was what my mother was. And then eventually it was how I was trained. I was trained to perform on stage with my parents and with my father at an early age, in the role of the assistant. But, had all these ideas and all these thoughts about performing magic, but nobody really listened to me or took me seriously. So, and like so many women have talked about today, there was like, back in those days, there were no other women or archetypes or influences, there was just nothing, besides the historical women, of course, but we didn't know anything about that back then. So I think that I came to magic kind of late in life, considering that I started as an assistant, but I hadn't thought about actually performing magic as a solo until my early 20s. And it happened for me when I was putting together this Halloween show for the cast of this show that I was performing in with my, at the time, husband. And it was a Halloween show. And so, we dressed up as characters, and I dressed up as a vampire, and I did a very sort of spooky vampire gothic type act, with, just needle through arm and a couple of real sort of spooky kind of stuff, really fun stuff. And I created this whole routine. And that was the first time that I felt like noticed, considering that I'd been doing magic my whole life with my family, but suddenly just being able to step into a role, a character, a powerful character, sort of, it set something off in my mind. So, from that moment on, it turned my life in a totally different trajectory. I started pursuing a more spiritual path. I started studying esoterics. I started studying mythology, and that road eventually took me down, towards a path of discovering and creating a personal mythos. And I think that that's something that's, been very powerful for me, a powerful influence in my life, because I didn't want to just be the kind of performer that just plays a character or puts on a costume and plays a character to perform. I really wanted to become that character. Well, not a vampire, but, something powerful, someone powerful. So it took me having to really go even deeper into the roots of women and into the roots of magic, like almost to ancient times, to connect with that ancient magic. And so, for me, magic, the roots of magic, the origins of magic, performance magic has its roots in mysticism. And that was where I connected with it. That's when I realized, okay, now that I understand what magic is, where it came from, and what it was used for before it became entertainment, I can now finally perform magic powerfully. And not just perform it, but become it, embrace it. So, that's what it is for me.
Yeah,
It's,
so it came from within. That's powerful in itself.
Exactly. It's magic that, I don't do magic. I embody it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful answer. It's just
Thank you.
Super.
I tried to get through it as fast as I could. But
it was great. Thank you so much, Luna. Yeah, I'm not sure how well you know Tessa Evison. Do you know Tessa?
not sure if we've really talked. But...
Tessa Everson is our next guest, and she is part of she's a mentalist duo. There she is. Hi, Tessa. And
hello, Connie.
Nice to see you. Beautiful. Yeah, Tessa herself, she uses somewhat, like you were saying, from within, and uses intuition and mind reading and skills that they defy logic. The audience seems completely discombobulated because it seems impossible what she is able to do. And she and her partner Jeff, they have enjoyed a lot of success.
We have met now that
we have met, Luna.
Yes, okay. I'm not always good at matching names and faces, but
that's
now that I can see you,
out of context. But they've enjoyed a lot of, as a mind reading duo, they've included many awards, and they were the very first mind reading duo, mentalist duo, that they found the tag.
I've heard
received
great things about
the
your
Milburn
act.
Christopher Award, which I was fortunate enough to receive this year. So I'm in great company, and I'm really glad that you are here, and it's a joy to see you in person.
Well, thank you so much, and congratulations on that award. And I want to say to you that I'm just going to give a little demonstration. I believe that the pendulum is an indicator of our intuition, and the direction you see it flowing in means yes. And the question that I asked my pendulum was, will Connie Boyd's Power of Magical Women book be successful? And the answer is a resounding yes. I think it's going to fly off the shelves. And there's very good reason for that, because there's so many amazing women included in your book. And we thank you all.
I love that. Thank you so much, Tessa.
Welcome.
If you had something to share with the audience that maybe something that you could share with them that would maybe resound with them, that maybe tells them a little bit something about you that perhaps they don't know?
I would talk about intuition, and it's an innate ability that all human beings have, no matter where you are, where you're from, what you believe in. And I especially want to share it because I am right now representing the Caribbean, the islands of Grenada and St. Lucia. And when I grew up there, it really helped me develop my natural abilities of intuition, which has translated to a very successful and a very happy career with my husband, Jeff. And I would like to say to them that I was an introvert. So Rachel Ling Gordon, what you were saying, I identify with you very much. I was extremely shy. And when I joined the show, I was just, I shouldn't say just, but a magician's assistant. And Jeff is the one that pushed me out front, put the spotlight on me, because I think he could really see the gifts I had, but most importantly, that I could shine for women and for people of color and for the people from the Caribbean. So I would want to share that with them to encourage them and inspire them that where I came from, the person I was, has translated to this person who is vibrant and happy and loves inspiring people.
Yeah, and you do, and you create a sense of wonder and mystique, and it's presented in a very positive light. There's no negative connotations whatsoever in the way that you and Jeff present your mentalism magic. It's just, but it's mind-boggling. Like it's I believe that was what Penn and Teller said, that it's just like it defies logic. It's a very, very strong communication. Silent communication that you have. That's all I can say.
Well, the old house that came back for that show, I was so nervous, and I just loved, and it was clipped out of the show, but when Teller ran up after I did reveal the serial number on their bill, he gave me the $100 bill, which I still have. It's beautifully framed, and he gave me a little bow, and it was just wonderful that they did that, and we really appreciate their support ever since. So it's been a great journey for sure.
Fantastic. Well, I'm going to introduce yet another. She's not part of a mentalist duo, but she does perform mentalism. And for the people that maybe aren't actually as absorbed into the magic world like I am, there are so many, and I've said this before, different genres of magic. So just within mentalism, and Tessa, you can help me out here, we've got like mentalist duo, we've got spiritualism, we've got seances, we have mentalist magic, We have mentalist illusion magic. So there's just and that's just that I know of. I'm sure you know of more.
I do, but I have to say that when I was starting off, and even still now, was very few female mentalists that I could turn to. Liz Tucker was a great mentor. I wish I had met Ellen Armstrong, who was a Black African American, a magician, mentalist that her family started in the 1800s and came all the way through the 1950s. I just missed her, and I didn't know of her, and that would have been a wonderful experience. But I'm so glad that many more are joining us, and I think maybe you're going to connect us with another one.
Yes, I am, and that would be Kristen Lambert.
Hi, thank you so much for having me, Connie.
Oh, I'm so thrilled, Kristen. You know, I'm a big fan, and your story, I mean, my goodness. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, Tessa, but she was a child prodigy magician. And so she was like a child teenage superstar. I mean, she was in Teen Vogue. She was like the magic teen idol for almost all of through your early teens and early 20s. And
Absolutely. Mid-20s, honestly. I joined Chris Angel's show, Cirque du Soleil, at 22 through 26. And, you know, that's what I did. But my whole life, all I wanted to do was be Max Maven. And it's so
that's amazing.
Unreal to be following Tessa and Luna. And I'm like so starstruck, Tessa, talking to you right now. You're such an inspiration to me.
Can you explain who Max Maven was first? Because many people don't know who he is.
Max Maven, I think, is the most influential mentalist, certainly of the late 20th century. I think is safe to say, into the 21st. I mean, Tessa, would you? Certainly in America.
Yes, absolutely. No, around the world. I think he's prolific in his work, and it's documented in a way that anybody can access it and learn some amazing effects and how to present yourself very well. And I think today is his anniversary, right? Of his passing. So let us all celebrate Max Maven, because he's certainly the center of mentalism in this modern time.
Absolutely. I mean, but it's so interesting, though, is that, like, you know, of course, like, basically up until the 20s, mentalists were all women, because it comes from the spiritualist movement. You know, women who were contacting the dead in order to, but really they were just using mentalism techniques. And, you know, people at the time thought, oh, you can trust a woman medium more than a man, because there's no way a woman would know those big words that they're channeling. You know, it was really wild. But
little do they know about us, right, Kristen?
Right?
Women have power.
Yeah, but it's so fascinating, because as I evolve and grow in mentalism and really develop my Q&A routine, which is question and answer. People come with questions about their lives they don't have answers to, and then I divine, yes, the questions, but mostly divine the answers. And Anna Eva Faye, who was one of the most prolific and outstanding women in the late 1800s through the early 1920s even. She passed in 27 and was working up until her death. And, you know, when she left spiritualism, she just pivoted straight into mentalism. Spiritualism became out of fashion, and she just became the oracle of America in so many senses. And there were many, many women who followed in her footsteps, who were sort of erased from the textbook, shall we say, or at least footnoted, as Connie mentioned.
Or overlooked.
Overlooked, absolutely. But so many, I mean, straight up, a lot of the techniques that Tessa, you and I both use, Anna Eva Faye was pioneering in the late 1800s.
Well, thank you for putting a spotlight on her. That's just awesome.
Yeah, no, it wasn't just her, but she was.
There were so many.
Yeah,
so many.
I think what made Anna Eva Faye interesting is that she created a lot of her own illusions that were specific for, and she also had a disclaimer before her performance that said it was up to the person. I'm just paraphrasing it, but it was up to the person,
the audience
watching it, to determine if they believed or not. But she didn't like the Fox sisters, who were entirely devious and criminal, really.
She started out that way, but she made a pivot. You know,
Yeah,
she made a very ethical pivot.
Yeah.
And so many of the things that she created were really specific to women. And so we talk so much about, oh, women have trouble in magic because it's written for right-handed men in suits. It's like a lot of this stuff was written for women in dresses that was then translated to men in suits.
Yeah.
The truth
That's
comes out.
absolutely correct. And what many people don't know also, because Ava Faye's a little bit, I really do adore her. She invented the dancing handkerchief.
Yes.
So many people, many magicians attribute Harry Blackstone Sr. as being the first person to perform the dancing handkerchief. For those of you that don't know, that's a handkerchief that frolics about the stage and usually under the command of the magician. And sometimes it'll jump into a bottle and it can be corked and it still dances away. And that specific piece of magic, and it's still performed to this day, most magicians attribute it to Harry Blackstone Sr., but he saw Ava Faye perform it in Chicago, and she inspired his performance, and it's documented. And Gay Blackstone, who's not here today, unfortunately, but she can, because she's part of the Blackstone dynasty, she knows this backstory of this, and there were Ava Faye with Insigma things within the warehouses, and so she has a really interesting backstory to all of this.
Yeah.
So it's actually documented. It's just fascinating. So, you know, we keep going around full circle and thinking we've remade the wheel, but I really believe these books, this book and future books, I know Kristen's working on a book, and there are other magicians that are working on important books. You know, when we have that documentation out there, then people are going to have access to it. It's going to be user-friendly, and you're going to be able to understand maybe the reality of what it was instead of sort of a skewed perspective, which is a common thread in the arts and through history. You know, this is nothing new. You know, it's something
but Connie, the fact that I mean, this is such a massive step for this to be in, you know, mainstream accessibility, and for girls to pick this up and realize that there's so much more going on than again just the right-handed man in a suit, you know?
Absolutely. And I think the diversity, when you see all the various wonderful female magicians that have appeared or in your books, and we're all getting to know better, it just shines the light for people from around the world that they can look up to someone and feel that they can become that if that's what they choose to do. It encourages them, gives them confidence. And I think it's so wonderful. Yeah.
That's really beautiful, Tessa.
Yeah, no, it just summed the whole thing up perfectly. I couldn't have done it better.
Okay. Take a bow, everybody. Especially you, Connie Boyd.
I think what I'm going to do, because I actually missed something, I'm going to play the Vanish Magic Magazine ad because I actually skipped over it. So if you don't mind, I'm going to thank you both so much for being here. You're just brilliant, brilliant women, and I am so grateful that you're a part of the book and that you're sharing your stories, and hopefully we'll get to do this again and be able to speak a little bit longer next time.
Thank you, Connie.
Really. We're back.
Hello. And now we're on to our last and our final drawing, and that drawing is a copy of our book. So whoever wins this drawing, Misty, they're going to get a copy of the Magical Women book. Now, I guess I haven't told you a little bit about pricing. The price of the paperback book is $39.95, and the price of the hardcover book is $69.95, and it's 360 pages and over 200 color images. And because of those color images, that has increased the cost of the book. But we felt that the images were so important to the story and supported the stories that we opted for that. So, Mistie, drum roll,
so
please.
exciting!
Yes, this is the big
Somebody's gonna
finale.
Power of Magical Women. All right, big moment. Do you drum roll at home so I don't knock over my computer?
And I just have to say thank you so much to Mistie Knight for doing this and attending through the whole thing and just being the generous spirit that you are. Thank
Honored
you.
to be here, Connie. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for all of us, women in magic. And I agree with Jade, the sisterhood is alive and well. Let's see who the winner is. Okay, and we have
Lisa Menna, who is in the crib. This is fantastic. Yay!
Congratulations, Lisa.
Yay, that's great news. Yeah. So when she hey, now we have sound effects. This is wonderful. Oh no, I love it. And so when Lisa does recoup, and hopefully that the electricity and power will come back, we will be able to tell her that she won that prize, which is excellent. So I guess we've almost come to the end of this party. Yay! I hope that everybody's in a festive party spirit. I have been noting the questions that have been coming by as we've been, and the beautiful comments, and I am so grateful that everybody is here. And as I reflect on these fabulous magical women today, I am so grateful for them to share their stories and their secrets with me, and to trust me to do my best to present their stories forward. And I am really, it moves me greatly, and it's been an honor to be able to do that. To all of you watching this launch party, thank you so much for attending. This is a first. I also believe it's a bit of a historic first, because it's the first time, to the best of my knowledge, that all of these women have congregated in one place, and that we're all celebrating the power of magical women. And I hope that I have intrigued you to learn more. This book could make a great gift for the holidays, which are coming up. There's my pitch. So if you know of somebody that might enjoy the book, please consider giving it as a gift. There is a second book in the works with Margaret Steele's Floating Lady publishing company, and I haven't learned my lesson. I'm going to keep going.
But what a delightful evening, Connie Boyd, and all the wonderful magicians and magic just showed up. I'm just like, my tail's wagging, okay? So thank you very much. And thank you, Ava, for doing all this hard work. And you know, this all happened behind the scenes. All of a sudden, Connie is like on fire. And because she's on fire, look what was created. Bless you all. Thank you for being a part of this. I'm so delighted for where we're going.
Thank you, Margaret, for holding up the book. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for holding up the book. This is the reason we're all coming together. Thank you. And Connie, thank you for putting this together in 2 weeks. Connie attended. I'm doing an authors gathering every 2 weeks, and Connie attended. And I said, "What are you doing for November 1st?" And she said, "Nothing really. We're just announcing episodes." I'm like, "We're doing a broadcast." And the amount of support from the magic community for this day in just 2 weeks has been astounding. Luna, thank you. Mistie, Margaret, we've got Diane and Zimmerman. We still have Our Lady. She's not here anymore. Helen was still in the green room earlier, and Chanelle Munroe is still in the green room. Thank you for everything. And Connie, we're gonna give you back the stage. We're celebrating you. We're gonna give you back the stage, and I know you're introducing our closing ad after your talk.
Oh, okay. But just before I go, I do want to really specifically thank you, Ava. You are a magical woman yourself, and a dream to work with, and just a delight. And I can't say enough adjectives, which apparently I use too many of. About you. That's I've been corrected, but no, really, thank you so much. It's just been a treat, and I just would like to close with the Magical Woman book ad.
And here we go.
For centuries, magic was a man's world. Not anymore. The Power of Magical Women by Connie Boyd is the first book ever written by a female magician, celebrating the 70-plus extraordinary artists who are redefining what is possible. From viral sensations to world record breakers, from intimate illusions to arena shows, these women are transforming magic and inspiring new generations. The LA Tribune gave the book a critically acclaimed bestseller label. Readers' View's 5-star rating stated, "This book is in a league of its own." Discover the stories, feel the wonder, experience the power of magical women.
And we're coming back because one of the things that we haven't said is, as a matter of fact, the Los Angeles Tribune bestseller division has nominated Connie Boyd's The Power of Magical Women book for a Pulitzer Prize for U.S. history and also for nonfiction. So not only are we launching this book as a critically acclaimed book based on the contents, the impact that it can create in the world, it is also launching as a Pulitzer Prize nominated piece. So Connie, thank you so much for all the work you put to creating this book. You are changing the world. You are shining a bright light. And on behalf of the Los Angeles Tribune, on behalf of our CEO, Morok, and our co-founder of the Global Magicians Hall of Fame, Tim Wise, we thank you and we honor you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.